The pen slips. Serafina catches it before it hits marble, her fingers shaking so hard the gold trim blurs. Around her, 200 people pretend not to stare. Crystal chandeliers throw fractured light across the Blackthorn Grand Hotel ballroom. White walls, red carpet, a Christmas tree so tall it scrapes the ceiling. Gold ornaments catch every flash from the phones pointed at her belly. She presses her rounded stomach against the table edge. The baby kicks once, hard. Her hand moves across the paper. Cursive letters that used to mean forever now spell done. Dominic stands 6 feet away, arms crossed, black suit sharp enough to cut. His jaw hasn't moved in 3 minutes. The room smells like champagne and something bitter she can't name. Maybe her own fear, maybe the expensive perfume from women whispering behind jeweled hands. Someone coughs. A phone camera clicks. Serafina's vision tunnels. The signature line waits. Her married name sits at the top in bold print, Serafina Cade. Soon, it'll just be Vale again. The name her family sold off when she was 19 and stupid enough to believe protection meant love. Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is. The baby shifts again. She bites her lip hard enough to taste copper. You wanted freedom, Dominic says. His voice carries, low, controlled, designed to remind everyone who runs the city. Sign, and you'll have it. Gasps ripple through the crowd like wind through dead leaves. An Omega, pregnant, signing divorce papers at a Christmas party. This isn't just humiliation, it's a headline. Serafina finds his eyes across the space between them. Dark brown, empty. She used to think she saw warmth there. Tonight, she sees a man protecting an empire, and she's the crack in the foundation. Across the room, his mother lifts a champagne flute. The woman's lips curve, not quite a smile, not quite a sneer, just satisfaction. She's been waiting for this since the wedding, since before the wedding, since the moment Dominic brought home an Omega with no pedigree and a baby already growing. The pen touches paper. Serafina's hand cramps. She thinks about the bullet she took 6 months ago, the one meant for Dominic's chest that lodged in her shoulder instead. The scar still aches when it rains. He never asked how bad it was, never asked if the baby survived the blood loss. He doesn't know she almost lost the pregnancy that night. He doesn't know she still attends appointments under a fake name. He doesn't know the doctors called the baby rare, special, something about dormant genes and alpha inheritance that made them use words like valuable and protected and target. He doesn't know she heard him 3 weeks ago, standing in his office after midnight, talking to his consigliere about succession and complications and whether the child would be a problem. If the child survives, it complicates succession. Not matters. Not changes everything. Just complicates. That night, something inside her went quiet. Tonight, she lets it die. The signature flows, her hand steadies. Muscle memory from years of signing charity checks and event invitations and things that made her feel like she mattered. A tear drops, it smears the ink on her middle name. The room holds its breath. She slides the papers forward. Then her knees buckle. Pain, white-hot and vicious, rips through her abdomen, her sense spikes. She can feel it flooding the room, thick and chemical, the distress call every Omega's body screams when danger closes in. Chairs scrape, someone shouts. Dominic's face changes. For the first time tonight, uncertainty cracks through. Serafina. She steps back, her heel catches the carpet, the ballroom tilts. I won't ruin your image, she whispers. Her voice barely carries, but the microphones stationed around the room for speeches catch it anyway. Merry Christmas, Alpha. The floor rushes up. Her vision sparks gold and red, like the ornaments, like blood on snow. The last thing she hears before the darkness swallows her is the crash of the ballroom doors slamming open. And 4 voices, Alpha voices, furious. Have you ever signed something you knew would destroy you? Drop your answer below. 3 years earlier, Serafina's father sold her for $2 million and a promise. She remembers the office, small, cramped, smelling like cigar smoke and desperation. Her father's hands shook when he signed the papers. Her mother wouldn't look at her. You'll be safe, her father said, his voice cracked. Dominic Cade doesn't hurt his people. She was 19, pregnant by a college boyfriend who disappeared the moment she told him. Her family owed money to syndicates, loan sharks, people who made problems vanish in the river. Dominic walked in wearing a grey suit, tall, broad-shouldered. His scent filled the room, cedar and smoke, alpha dominance so thick it made her knees weak. He looked at her once, just once, then he looked at her father. She's under my protection now. Not I'll take care of her. Not she'll be safe with me. Just a protection. She didn't understand the difference then. He took her to a penthouse with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city, gave her a room with a bed bigger than her childhood apartment, told her she could have anything she wanted as long as she stayed inside, stayed quiet, stayed his. The baby came 7 months later, a boy, dark hair, golden eyes, lungs that screamed loud enough to shake the walls. Dominic held him once, long enough for a photo his publicist posted with the caption "Family First." Then he handed the baby back and went to a meeting. Serafina named him Elijah. Dominic called him the boy. The first year she thought love would grow. She cooked meals he never ate, waited up for him on nights he didn't come home, learned to smile for cameras and shake hands with women who looked at her like she was a pet. The second year she stopped waiting. The third year she realized the penthouse wasn't a home. It was a cage with expensive furniture. Dominic's mother visited every Sunday, brought gifts for Elijah, toys he was too young to use, clothes too formal for a toddler. She never brought anything for Serafina, never asked how she was, just sat in the living room, sipping tea, making comments. Omegas age quickly after birth. You should exercise more. Dominic's line deserves better genetics. Serafina learned to smile, nod, disappear into the kitchen while the older woman filled her son's head with poison. She wasn't stupid, she knew what the visits meant. You're replaceable. Then came the gala, 6 months ago, a charity event for cancer research, Dominic's cover for meeting with syndicate heads from 3 states. Serafina wore red, a dress that fit too tight because she just found out she was pregnant again and hadn't told anyone yet. She was standing by the balcony when she saw the gun. Not pointed at her. Pointed at Dominic. A man in a waiter's uniform, hand reaching into his jacket, eyes locked on her husband's back. She didn't think, didn't scream, just moved. The bullet hit her shoulder. She remembers the impact, like being punched by concrete, then heat, then Dominic's hands catching her before she hit the ground. He carried her to the car himself, held her in the backseat while his driver ran red lights to the hospital. His voice was low, urgent, scared in a way she'd never heard. Stay with me, Serafina, stay with me. She thought maybe that was the moment things would change. They didn't. The doctors saved her, saved the baby, told her she was lucky, 1 inch lower and the bullet would have severed an artery. She stayed in the hospital for 3 days. Dominic visited twice, stayed 10 minutes each time, took calls in the hallway. When she came home there were flowers, a card, nothing handwritten. No one asked how she felt. No one asked if she was scared. Life went back to normal, except now she had a scar and a secret pregnancy she hid under loose dresses and fake smiles. 3 weeks ago she couldn't sleep. Elijah had a fever. She was walking past Dominic's office at 2 in the morning when she heard voices. The door was cracked just an inch, enough. The Omega's pregnant again. That was Marcus, Dominic's consigliere, his right hand, the man who made problems disappear. I know, Dominic's voice, flat. It complicates things. You're already dealing with the succession vote. The families are watching. If this child has stronger genetics than the first. I'm aware. Silence, then Marcus again, quieter. You could. No, sharp, final, but not protective, just frustrated. If the child survives, it complicates succession. I'll handle it. If the child survives. Serafina's hand went to her stomach. The baby kicked, alive, real, unwanted. She walked back to her room, didn't cry, didn't scream, just stared at the ceiling until dawn. That sentence changed everything she believed about her child. Would you stay after hearing that? Comment your truth. Dominic doesn't love her. Serafina accepts this now. She's had 3 weeks to turn it over in her head, examine it from every angle, let the sharp edges cut until she's numb. But he might hate the baby. That's different, that's something she can't ignore. She sits in the penthouse living room, watching Elijah stack blocks. He's 2 now, talks in half sentences, calls her Mama and Dominic sir because that's what the nannies taught him. Her phone buzzes, a reminder, Christmas party. Blackthorn Grand Hotel, 7 p.m., attendance mandatory. Mandatory, even for the pregnant Omega, everyone whispers about. She deletes the reminder. Her obgyn called yesterday, Dr. Lalita Chen, the only person who knows about the pregnancy besides Serafina. The appointment was under a fake name, Sarah Monroe, paid in cash, scheduled during the 2 hours a week when Dominic's security doesn't track her movements. The baby's development is extraordinary, Dr. Chen said, pulling up an ultrasound image. See this, the bone density, the neural patterns. I've only seen markers like this once before. What does that mean? Dr. Chen hesitated. It means your child has dominant alpha genetics, rare ones, the kind that syndicates track. Serafina's blood went cold. Track. There's a database, underground. Families pay to know when potential heirs are born, especially ones with recessive traits that could strengthen bloodlines. If anyone finds out about this baby, no one will. But someone already had. 2 days ago an envelope arrived, no return address. Inside, a single photograph. Serafina leaving Dr. Chen's office, her fake glasses and wig doing nothing to hide the curve of her stomach. No note, no threat, just the photo. A warning. She burned it, didn't tell Dominic. What would she say? Someone's watching me because our baby is valuable and you called it a complication. No. She decided something simpler. She would leave. Not loudly, not publicly, just disappear. Take Elijah, take the baby inside her, and vanish into a city big enough to swallow people whole. She planned it carefully, opened a bank account under her maiden name, transferred small amounts, never enough to trigger alerts, found a lawyer who specialized in Omega rights, drafted custody papers, bought bus tickets to Atlanta under a fake ID. She had 1 week until the Christmas party. Then Dominic called her into his office. Sit. She sat. He didn't look up from his laptop. We're announcing the divorce at the party. Her heart stopped. What? It's cleaner this way, public, final. The families respect transparency. He closed the laptop, met her eyes. You'll sign the papers in front of everyone. I'll provide a settlement. You'll leave quietly. And Elijah stays with me. No, this isn't a negotiation, Serafina. His voice didn't rise, didn't need to. You're an Omega with no family, no money, no legal claim. I own 12 judges and half the family court system. If you fight me, you'll lose. She felt the baby kick, hard like it knew. What about this one? She put her hand on her stomach. Dominic's jaw tightened. What? I'm pregnant, 4 months. Were you going to ask, or did you already know? Silent. He stood, walked to the window, stared at the city like it held answers. The party is in 3 days. You'll sign, you'll leave, and you'll take that baby with you. You don't want. I don't want complications. He turned. His eyes were cold, empty, alpha dominance stripped down to pure command. This is the best option for everyone. She stood, her legs shook. And if I refuse? Then I'll make sure you have nothing. No home, no money, no access to Elijah. You'll be a single Omega with a child you can't feed and a past that makes you unemployable. He stepped closer. Or you can sign, take the settlement, and start over somewhere safe. She wanted to scream, wanted to hit him, wanted to ask when he became this person, this cold, calculating thing that measured love in terms of complications. Instead, she nodded. Because she didn't have a choice. And that's when she made her decision. If you were her, would you sign, yes or no? The dress doesn't fit right. Serafina stares at herself in the mirror. Silver fabric, empire waist, designed to hide the pregnancy that everyone already knows about. The stylist Dominic sent over pinned it tight, muttering about making it work in camera angles. She looks like a ghost. Behind her, the nanny gets Elijah ready for bed. He's not coming to the party. Too young, too innocent. Better if he remembers tonight as just another night Mama went out in a pretty dress. Mama pretty, Elijah says, pointing. She kneels, kisses his forehead, breathes in his baby shampoo smell and memorizes it. I love you, always remember that. He giggles, doesn't understand. The driver arrives at 6:30, a black sedan with tinted windows. Dominic left an hour ago, had to meet with investors before the party, shake hands, remind people why they should fear him. Serafina rides alone. The Blackthorn Grand Hotel rises 40 stories, all glass and steel and old money. The ballroom takes up the entire third floor, high ceilings, marble columns, enough space for 200 people to watch an Omega humiliate herself. She walks in, every head turns. Whispers start immediately. Is that her? She's actually here. God, she's huge. A server offers champagne. She takes water. Her hands shake so hard she almost drops the glass. Dominic stands near the Christmas tree, surrounded by men in expensive suits. His mother is next to him, wearing black lace and a smile sharp enough to draw blood. They're talking, laughing, like tonight is just another party. He sees Serafina. His expression doesn't change, just nods toward a table near the center of the room. She walks over. On the white marble surface, divorce papers, 3 copies, a gold pen. No chair. She's supposed to stand, supposed to let everyone see. Cameras flash, phone lights bob like fireflies. She recognizes faces, politicians, CEOs, crime lords wearing charity-like cologne, people who will go home tonight and tell their families they witnessed the fall of Dominic Cade's Omega. Someone laughs, high-pitched, cruel. The baby kicks. Serafina picks up the pen. Her vision blurs, she blinks, tears spill anyway. The room goes silent. Not the good kind of silence, the kind that tastes like blood. Dominic walks over, stops 3 feet away, close enough to be seen together, far enough to make the distance obvious. You wanted freedom, he says, his voice carries, calm, controlled. Sign and you'll have it. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Freedom, like it's a gift, like he's being generous by throwing her away in public. Serafina looks at the papers, her name at the top, his name below, a line that splits their lives down the middle. She thinks about Elijah, about the baby inside her, about 3 years of trying to love a man who only knew how to own things. She thinks about the bullet, the scar, the nights she waited up for someone who never came home. The pen touches paper. Someone's phone buzzes, a notification. They silence it fast, but not before she hears the ping echo. Her hand moves, cursive letters. Slow, deliberate, the ink is blue, it looks like water. She signs her full name. Then her middle name. Then the date. A tear drops, it smears the word December. She slides the papers forward. Dominic's mother raises her champagne glass, finally. That's when the pain hits. White-hot, vicious, like something inside her is tearing apart. Serafina gasps, her hand flies to her stomach, the baby. Her scent floods the room, distress, fear, the chemical panic that makes alphas turn their heads, makes omegas back away, makes everyone know something is very wrong. Chairs scrape, people stand. She's in distress, someone says. Dominic frowns, Serafina. She tries to step back, her heel catches, the floor tilts. I won't ruin your image, her voice cracks, barely a whisper, but the microphones catch it. Merry Christmas, Alpha. Her knees give out. The marble rushes up. She's falling. Falling. Then, the crash. The ballroom doors explode inward. 4 men, all alphas, all fury. And at the center, tall, broad-shouldered, eyes like a storm. Ronin Blackwood. Pain hit before the ink dried. What would you do if you collapsed and woke up surrounded by strangers? Drop your answer. Darkness first, then voices. Pressure dropping. Need a medic now. Omega in shock. Serafina's eyes flutter. The ballroom ceiling swims into focus. Chandeliers, gold light, faces hovering above her like moons. She's on the floor, cold marble against her back, someone's jacket under her head. Her hand moves to her stomach. The baby kicks, once, weak. She's awake, a voice says, deep, unfamiliar. She turns her head. 4 men stand in a half-circle around her. All alphas, she can smell it. Thick and overwhelming, cedar and smoke and something darker, protective, territorial. The closest one kneels, dark skin, sharp jaw, eyes so intense they could cut glass. Ronin Blackwood. She knows the name, everyone does, Dominic's cousin, the one who disappeared 3 years ago after a syndicate war that left 12 people dead and half the city's underground restructured. Rumor said he went to ground, built an empire in the shadows. Rumor was right. Don't move, Ronin says. His voice is low, controlled, not a command, a promise. Behind him, the other three Alpha's close ranks, triplets. She recognizes them from photos Dominic burned, Kieran, Darius, and Zane, leaders of enforcement, finance, and logistics, men who could disappear a city block and make it look like an accident. Across the room, Dominic stands frozen, his mother next to him, face pale. You made her sign, Ronin asks. He doesn't shout, doesn't need to. The temperature drops. Dominic straightens. This is family business. Ronin smiles. It's not kind. No, this is a mistake. He reaches down, gently, so gently it makes Serafina's chest ache. He slides one arm under her shoulders, the other under her knees, lifts her like she weighs nothing. His scent wraps around her, warm, safe, her omega instincts still screaming from the distress, quiet instantly. She's carrying an heir, Ronin says to the room. His voice carries. Every phone, every camera, every witness captures it, and not yours alone to decide. Dominic's face goes white. What are you saying? Ronin meets his gaze. That child was registered the moment she saved your life. Syndicate law, Omega sacrifice clause. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Serafina's mind races. Omega sacrifice clause. She's heard of it, old law, rarely enforced, designed to protect Omegas who took injury defending Alphas. If an Omega saved an Alpha's life while pregnant, the child became protected by the entire syndicate. Untouchable. She took a bullet for Dominic. She was pregnant. She's been protected this whole time. And he never told her. You knew, Dominic's voice cracks. I knew, Ronin says, and so did your enemies. The truth lands like a blade. By divorcing her publicly, by casting her out, Dominic painted a target on both her and the baby. Every rival syndicate, every ambitious Alpha looking to destabilize his power, they all just watched him throw away his strongest shield. Serafina's breath catches, the baby kicks again, stronger now. Dominic staggers back. I didn't. You didn't think, Ronin's voice is ice. You never do. His mother stands abruptly. This is manipulation. Ronin's gaze flicks to her, just once. Silence. She freezes, sits. The room holds its breath. Ronin turns to the crowd. For years, this Omega endured isolation, pressure, and neglect while protecting your legacy. He shifts Serafina in his arms, gentle, protective, and tonight you humiliated her to protect your image. He looks at the politicians, the CEOs, the crime lords pretending to be philanthropists. Any Alpha who touches her, he says quietly, answers to all of us. The triplets step forward, a unified threat, a promise written in muscle and dominance. The crowd understands. Allies shift, enemies retreat. Dominic's power structure cracks down the middle. Medics rush in, a stretcher, oxygen, someone checking her pulse. Serafina's hand tightens weakly around Ronin's sleeve. Please, she whispers, her voice barely works, don't let him take my child. Ronin lowers his forehead to hers, the gesture is intimate, public, acclaiming without words. No one will. Across the room, Dominic watches. His Omega, no, his ex-wife, being carried away by Alphas more powerful than him, protected by men he can't touch. The divorce papers still sit on the marble table. Signed. Valid. Irreversible. Sirens echo outside. Red and blue lights wash through the ballroom windows. Snow begins to fall, thick and heavy, covering the city in white. Ronin carries Serafina toward the doors. The crowd parts, no one speaks, no one moves. Just before she's carried out, she looks back. Dominic stands alone, his mother beside him, face twisted in fury, the Christmas tree behind them glowing gold and red. He looks small, empty, like a king who just lost his kingdom and didn't realize until it was gone. The doors close, and Serafina realizes the truth that will haunt her forever. She didn't lose a husband tonight. She gained a legacy. What do you think happens next? Comment below before Chapter 6 drops. The ambulance doors slam shut. Serafina lies on the stretcher, oxygen mask fogging with each breath. Her hand rests on her stomach. The baby hasn't moved in 2 minutes. Ronin sits beside her, one hand wrapped around hers. His grip is firm, steady, the kind of touch that says I'm here without words. Pulse is stabilizing, the paramedic says. Young woman, calm voice. She adjusts the IV drip, but we need to monitor the fetus. Any cramping? Serafina nods, can't speak through the mask. The ambulance swerves, sirens wail. Through the back window, she sees the Blackthorn Grand Hotel shrinking. Red and blue lights paint the snow. Inside, Dominic is probably making calls, controlling the narrative, telling people this was planned, expected, just another business transaction. Ronin leans close. The hospital we're going to, it's private. My people run it. No one gets in without clearance. She turns her head, looks at him, really looks. He's older than Dominic, mid-30s maybe, scar along his jawline, eyes that have seen too much and decided to stop flinching. His suit is tailored but worn at the edges, like he dresses for function, not flash. Why? She whispers through the mask. Why what? Why help me? Ronin's expression doesn't change, because 3 years ago I watched Dominic choose power over people. I told him it would cost him everything. He squeezes her hand. I was right. The ambulance takes a corner fast. Medical equipment rattles. The Omega sacrifice clause, Serafina says, is it real? Very real, syndicate law from the 1800s. If an Omega takes injury defending an Alpha while pregnant, the child becomes protected by the entire network. It's automatic, non-negotiable. He pauses. Dominic should have registered it immediately. Instead, he buried it. Why? Because protected children can't be controlled. They have rights, claims, inheritance. Ronin's jaw tightens. And your baby has something else, dominant alpha genetics, rare enough that families would kill to claim it. The baby kicks, finally, hard. Serafina gasps, relief floods through her. She's strong, the paramedic says, checking the monitor. Heartbeat's good. Serafina asks. The paramedic smiles. Instinct could be wrong. The ambulance pulls into an underground garage. Concrete walls, dim lights, armed guards at every entrance. The doors open, cold air rushes in. Ronin helps her onto a wheelchair. The paramedics move fast, through automatic doors, down white hallways, into a private room that smells like antiseptic and lavender. A doctor waits, older black woman, silver hair pulled back. She wears scrubs and an expression that says she's seen worse. Dr. Amara Okonkwo, she says, extending a hand to Serafina. I'll be handling your care. Let's get you comfortable. They transfer her to a bed, soft sheets, warm blankets. A monitor beeps steadily, her heartbeat, the baby's heartbeat, 2 rhythms that prove they're both still here. Dr. Okonkwo performs an exam, gentle, thorough, asks questions Serafina answers in short sentences because her throat still feels tight. Finally, the doctor steps back. You're in early labor, stress-induced. We're going to stop it with medication, keep you here for observation. She looks at Ronin. She needs rest. No visitors except approved family. Understood, Ronin says. Dr. Okonkwo leaves. Silence fills the room. Serafina stares at the ceiling. White tiles, fluorescent lights. Somewhere outside, the city keeps moving. The party probably ended. People went home. Tomorrow, the headlines will scream about the divorce, the collapse, the scandal. What happens now? She asks. Ronin sits in the chair beside her bed. Now you heal, then we figure out what you want. What I want? You're not property anymore, Serafina, you're free. He leans forward. But freedom comes with choices. Where you live, who protects you, what happens to the baby. She closes her eyes, tears slip down her temples. I don't know how to be free. Then we'll teach you. The door opens. 3 men enter, the triplets, Kieran, Darius and Zane. All identical, tall, dark-skinned, eyes like polished onyx. They move like soldiers, disciplined, dangerous. Kieran speaks first. Dominic's mother is making calls, trying to spin this as a mental breakdown. Darius adds, we've already released the security footage. The signing, the collapse, the sacrifice clause announcement. It's everywhere. Zane finishes, public opinion shifted in the last hour. People are calling Dominic cruel, calling you brave. Serafina's breath catches, I'm not brave. You took a bullet, Ronin says. You survived 3 years in a cage. You signed papers while pregnant just to protect your child from being called a complication. He stands. That's not bravery, that's war. The baby kicks again, stronger. A war she didn't ask for, but maybe one she can win. You made her sign. Do you think she should forgive Dominic? Yes or no? Comment below. Morning light cuts through the hospital blinds. Serafina wakes to the sound of monitors beeping and a nurse changing her IV bag. Her body aches, dull, constant, the kind of pain that reminds her she almost lost everything last night. The baby moves, a flutter, alive. She releases a breath she didn't know she was holding. Good morning, the nurse says, young, bright smile. Name tag reads Jasmine, how are you feeling? Tired. That's normal, Dr. Okonkwo will check on you in an hour. Meanwhile, you've got visitors waiting. Should I let them in? Serafina's stomach twists. Who? Mr. Blackwood and his associates. They've been here all night. She nods. Jasmine leaves, returns a moment later with Ronin. He looks exhausted, suit wrinkled, tie gone, 5 o'clock shadow creeping across his jaw, but his eyes are sharp. You stayed, Serafina asks. Someone had to. He pulls a chair close. We need to talk about the Omega sacrifice clause. She sits up slowly. I'm listening. Ronin pulls out a tablet, swipes to a document. When you took that bullet, the incident was recorded by hotel security. Blood evidence, medical reports, witness statements. All of it proves you saved Dominic's life while pregnant. He turns the tablet toward her. Official-looking text, legal language, dates and signatures. Under syndicate law, your child was automatically registered as protected the moment you were injured. That registration includes inheritance rights, security guarantees, and syndicate backing. He pauses. It also means no one, including Dominic, can claim sole custody or control. Serafina's heart races, so the baby is untouchable, legally, socially, politically. Any alpha who tries to harm or manipulate this child answers to every syndicate in the Eastern network. Ronin's expression hardens, which is why Dominic buried it. He knew. He had to. His consigliere would have filed the paperwork immediately. Standard procedure. Ronin leans back, but Dominic wanted control, so he kept it quiet, hoped no one would notice. And you noticed. I always notice when my cousin makes stupid decisions. The door opens, Kieran enters holding a manila folder. We pulled Dominic's financials, offshore accounts, hidden assets, payments to shell companies. He drops the folder on the bed. Serafina opens it, pages of transactions, numbers that make her dizzy. What is this? Proof, Kieran says. Dominic's been funneling money out of the syndicate for years, preparing to leave, start fresh somewhere else. He points to a highlighted section. This payment, made 3 weeks ago, to a lawyer specializing in custody erasure. Serafina's blood turns cold. Custody erasure. Legal loophole, Darius explains, entering behind Kieran. Used to strip parental rights from Omegas deemed unfit, expensive, permanent, usually involves fabricated evidence of neglect or instability. Her hands shake. He was going to take Elijah. He was going to take everything, Zane says from the doorway. The divorce wasn't about freedom. It was about erasing you completely. The room spins. Serafina presses her hand to her stomach. The baby kicks, once, twice, like she's fighting too. Why tell me this? She asks, her voice cracks. Why not just let me disappear? Ronin kneels beside the bed. Because you're not disposable, Serafina, and because the child you're carrying, she's not just rare, she's a game changer. He pulls up another document on the tablet. Medical report. Dr. Chen's signature at the bottom. Your baby has dormant alpha genetics, specifically a gene sequence that hasn't appeared in 3 generations. It's called the apex marker. He scrolls down. Families have been searching for it for decades. Whoever controls this child controls syndicate succession for the next 50 years. Serafina's chest tightens. Control. Influence, Ronin corrects. Your daughter, if she is a daughter, will grow up with abilities most alphas spend lifetimes trying to cultivate. Natural dominance, heightened senses, strategic instinct. He meets her eyes. She'll be powerful, which is why Dominic called her a complication. And why you're protecting me? I'm protecting her, Ronin says honestly. You're just the bonus. The words should sting. They don't, because at least he's honest. Jasmine returns with breakfast. Eggs, toast, orange juice. Serafina eats slowly, her mind racing. What about Elijah? She asks between bites. We are working on it, Kieran says. Dominic has legal custody right now, but with the sacrifice clause active and the financial evidence we've gathered, we can file for emergency transfer. How long? A week, maybe two. Too long. Elijah's alone with Dominic, with his mother, with people who see children as pawns. I need to see him, Serafina says. Not yet, Ronin says firmly. Right now you're a target. Dominic's enemies saw what happened last night. They know about the baby. They know you're vulnerable. He stands. We keep you here, safe, hidden, until we can move you somewhere permanent. Where? My estate outside the city. 40 acres, armed security. No one gets in without my approval. Serafina stares at him. Why would you do all this? Ronin's expression softens, just slightly, because 3 years ago I told Dominic that power without empathy destroys everything it touches. He didn't listen. He walks to the window, looks out at the snow-covered city, so I'm making sure his mistakes don't destroy you too. The monitors beep, the baby shifts. Somewhere outside, the world keeps spinning. And Serafina realizes something that makes her chest ache. She's not free yet. But she's not alone anymore either. The divorce wasn't just cruel, it was dangerous. Would you trust Ronin? Drop your answer and why. Dominic's mother arrives at noon. Serafina hears her before she sees her, sharp heels clicking down the hallway, a voice demanding to speak with the Omega immediately. Ronin tenses, I'll handle this. No, Serafina says. She sits up straighter. Let her in. Ronin studies her, then nods. Karen, Darius, stay close. The door opens. Vivienne Cade sweeps in like a storm. Black dress, pearls, hair pulled back so tight it could cut. Her eyes land on Serafina, and for a moment, pure hatred flashes across her face. You, Vivienne hisses, you've destroyed everything. Serafina doesn't flinch. Good morning, Mrs. Cade. Don't you dare act innocent. Vivienne's voice rises. You manipulated my son, trapped him with a pregnancy, and now you're turning him into a laughingstock with these ridiculous claims about syndicate law. The Omega sacrifice clause is real, Ronin says coldly, and you know it. Vivienne spins toward him. You, of course you're behind this. You've always been jealous of Dominic, always trying to undermine him. I saved him, Ronin interrupts, multiple times, from business deals that would have bankrupted him, from alliances that would have gotten him killed, and from his own arrogance. He steps forward, but I couldn't save him from you. Vivienne's face goes white. You've been poisoning him for years, Ronin continues. His voice is quiet, lethal, telling him Omegas are disposable, that family is weakness, that image matters more than loyalty. He looks at Serafina. She took a bullet for him, and you convinced him to throw her away. She's manipulative. She's 19 miles from dead because your son decided his reputation mattered more than her life. Ronin's eyes narrow. Tell me, Vivienne, how many times did you suggest he divorce her? How many times did you call the baby a complication? Silence. Vivienne's lips press into a thin line. Serafina watches the older woman, sees the cracks forming, the way her hands shake, the way her eyes dart toward the door. She's scared. You knew about the apex marker, Serafina says quietly. Vivienne freezes. You knew my baby had rare genetics, you knew syndicates would protect her, and you knew that if Dominic stayed married to me, he'd have to share power. Serafina's voice strengthens. So you convinced him to divorce me publicly, to humiliate me, to make sure no one would take my side. That's not. It is. Kieran steps forward, holding a phone. We pulled your call records. 17 calls to lawyers specializing in custody disputes. 9 calls to syndicate rivals offering information about Dominic's family structure. He turns the phone toward her. You were selling your own son out. Vivienne's face crumbles. Why? Serafina asks. The word comes out broken. Why do you hate me so much? Because you made him weak, Vivienne whispers. Her voice shakes. Dominic was strong before you, ruthless, respected. Then you came along with your tears and your vulnerability and your needs. She spits the last word like poison. He started making mistakes, questioning decisions, acting like emotions matter in this world. They do matter, Serafina says. No, they don't. Vivienne straightens. This world doesn't reward kindness, it rewards strength, control, power, and you took that from him. He gave it away, Ronin says, the moment he chose cruelty over connection. Vivienne looks around the room, at Ronin, at the triplets, at Serafina lying in a hospital bed, pregnant and alone but somehow still breathing. "This isn't over," Vivienne says. "Yes," Ronin replies, "it is." He nods to Darius. The Alpha moves to the door, opens it. 2 security guards wait outside. "Mrs. Cade is leaving," Ronin says, "and she won't be returning. If she attempts contact with Serafina or the children, she'll be charged with harassment. If she speaks to the press, we'll release evidence of her syndicate dealings." He smiles, sharp, cold. "Am I clear?" Vivienne's jaw works. She wants to fight, wants to scream, but she sees the truth in Ronin's eyes. She's lost. Without another word, she turns and walks out. The guards follow. The door closes. Silence fills the room. Serafina releases a breath. Her whole body trembles. "She was right about one thing," she says quietly. Ronin looks at her. "What?" "I did make Dominic weak, or he chose to be weak around me." She looks down at her stomach. "And now I'm paying for it." "No," Ronin says firmly, "you're surviving it. There's a difference." Jasmine returns, checks the monitors, adjusts the blankets. Her presence is calming, normal, a reminder that life keeps moving even when everything feels broken. Dr. Okonkwo arrives an hour later, performs another exam. The baby's heartbeat is strong. The contractions have stopped. Everything is stable. "You can leave tomorrow," the doctor says, "but you'll need bed rest for at least a week, and someone to monitor you full time." "She'll stay at my estate," Ronin says. "I've already arranged medical staff." Dr. Okonkwo nods. "Good. This baby needs to stay put for at least another 3 months. Any more stress and we risk premature delivery." She leaves. Ronin sits. "We'll move you tomorrow night, after dark. Fewer risks that way." Serafina nods, too tired to argue, too drained to question. Outside, snow falls. The city glows white and gold. Christmas lights still shine in windows, even though Christmas is over. Somewhere, Dominic is probably staring at divorce papers, realizing what he lost, realizing it's too late to take it back. And somewhere else, Elijah is asking where Mama went. Serafina closes her eyes. Tomorrow she'll be stronger. Tomorrow she'll fight. Tonight she just needs to breathe. All protection was officially transferred. "Do you think Dominic will try to get her back?" comments your prediction. The car smells like leather and pine. Serafina sits in the back seat, wrapped in blankets, watching the city disappear through tinted windows. It's midnight. The streets are empty. Snow covers everything: buildings, cars, streetlights, turning the world into something quiet and strange. Ronin drives. Kieran sits passenger. Darius and Zane follow in a second vehicle. No one speaks. The hospital released her 2 hours ago. Dr. Okonkwo gave final instructions: rest, hydration, no stress. Jasmine hugged her goodbye, whispered, "You're stronger than you think." Serafina doesn't feel strong, she feels hollowed out. The baby shifts, a small movement, proof of life. They leave the city limits. Highway stretches ahead, trees on both sides. The headlights carve tunnels through darkness. "How far?" Serafina asks. 40 minutes, Ronin says. The estate is isolated, off the grid. Solar power, private water supply. No one knows about it except my inner circle. And Dominic doesn't even know I own property outside the city. She leans her head against the window, cold glass. Her reflection stares back, pale skin, dark circles under her eyes, hair pulled into a messy bun. She looks like a ghost. Her phone buzzes. She ignores it. It's been buzzing for 2 days. Messages from people she barely knows. Reporters, strangers, people offering support, threats, opinions she didn't ask for. One message stands out, from a number she doesn't recognize. "I'm sorry." That's it, 2 words, no name. She knows who sent it. Dominic. She deletes it. Sorry doesn't undo signing papers in public. Sorry doesn't erase 3 years of neglect. Sorry doesn't bring back the version of herself who believed love could fix broken men. The highway curves, they turn onto a dirt road, trees close in, no streetlights, just headlights and darkness. After 10 minutes, a gate appears. Iron, tall, security cameras mounted on both sides. Ronin stops, rolls down the window, punches a code into a keypad. The gate opens. They drive through. The estate sits at the end of a long driveway. Stone, 3 stories, windows glowing gold. It looks old, like something from a different century, but well maintained. Beautiful. Home, Ronin says. They park. Kieran opens Serafina's door, helps her out. The cold air bites. She pulls the blanket tighter. Inside, warmth, hardwood floors, high ceilings, furniture that looks comfortable instead of expensive. A fire burns in a massive stone fireplace. A woman waits in the foyer. Older, brown skin, grey hair and locks. She wears jeans and a sweater. This is Nia, Ronin says. She manages the house. If you need anything, ask her. Nia smiles. Welcome, let's get you settled. She leads Serafina upstairs. 2nd floor, a bedroom that faces the trees. King-sized bed, soft lighting, a bathroom with a tub big enough to drown in. Rest tonight, Nia says. Tomorrow we'll figure out a routine, but for now, just breathe. She leaves. Serafina sits on the bed. It's too soft, too comfortable. She doesn't deserve this. Her phone buzzes again. Another message, same unknown number. Please let me explain. She types back before she can stop herself. There's nothing to explain, you made your choice. 3 dots appear, he's typing. Then they stop. No response. She sets the phone on the nightstand, lies down, stares at the ceiling. Sleep doesn't come. Instead, memories. The first time she saw Dominic, the way he looked at her like she was something worth protecting, the way his scent made her feel safe, the first time Elijah laughed, the first time she realized safety wasn't the same as love. The bullet, the pain, the hospital, Dominic's voice saying stay with me. And then silence. 3 years of silence. The baby kicks hard. I know, Serafina whispers, I'm angry too. Morning comes slowly. Sunlight filters through the curtains. She wakes to the smell of coffee and bacon. Her body aches less. The baby's movements are gentle, normal. Nia knocks, enters with a tray. Breakfast. Dr. Okonkwo called, said you're doing well but need to take it easy. Serafina eats, toast, eggs, fresh fruit, real food, not hospital meals. After she showers, the water is hot, perfect. She stands under the spray for 20 minutes, lets it wash away the last 2 days. When she emerges, clothes wait on the bed. Soft pants, oversized sweater, nothing tight, nothing restrictive. She dresses, heads downstairs. Ronin sits at the kitchen table, laptop open, coffee steaming beside him. He looks up when she enters. Sleep. Some. Good, he closes the laptop. We need to talk about next steps. Serafina sits, okay. Dominic filed an injunction this morning, trying to block the Omega Sacrifice Clause registration, claims it was never properly documented. Her stomach drops. Can he do that? He can try, but we have evidence, security footage, medical records, witness statements. Ronin leans back. His lawyers are scrambling. Ours are stronger. And Elijah. We filed for emergency custody transfer yesterday. Hearing is scheduled for next week. With the financial evidence and the sacrifice clause proof, we have a strong case. Next week, 7 days. Elijah alone for 7 more days. Tears sting her eyes. She blinks them back. I want to see him. I know, but right now. I don't care about right now. Her voice cracks. He's 2. He doesn't understand why I'm gone. He probably thinks I left him. Ronin's expression softens. We'll figure something out, but not today. Today you rest. She wants to argue, wants to scream, wants to drive back to the city and take her son. Instead, she nods. Because Ronin's right, she's weak, vulnerable. One wrong move and she loses everything. The day passes slowly. She reads, walks around the estate, talks to Nia about nothing important, tries not to check her phone every 5 minutes. At sunset, Ronin finds her on the back porch. She's wrapped in a blanket, watching the trees turn gold. He's not going to stop, Ronin says quietly. I know. He'll fight for custody, for control, for the right to decide your daughter's future. I know. And you need to decide what you're willing to do to stop him. Serafina looks at him. What do you mean? Ronin sits beside her. You could disappear, take the baby, start over somewhere Dominic can't reach. I have resources, contacts, I could make it happen. And Elijah. would stay with Dominic. Legally, there's no way around it without a prolonged court battle. Her chest tightens, so I choose one child over the other. Or you stay, fight, risk everything for the chance to keep them both. She looks at her hands, at the wedding ring she still wears out of habit, at the slight swell of her stomach where a daughter grows, a daughter with power she doesn't understand yet. What would you do? She asks. Ronin doesn't hesitate. I'd burn his world down and rebuild it on my terms. She laughs. It sounds broken. I'm not you. No, you're stronger. The words land like stones. Stronger. After everything, he thinks she's stronger. Maybe he's right. Or maybe he's just trying to make her believe it. Her phone buzzes. She pulls it out. Unknown number, new message. I'm coming for you. Her blood runs cold. Not Dominic, the phrasing is wrong, too direct, too threatening. She shows Ronin. His jaw tightens. We need to move you, now. What? Why? That's not a message, it's a warning. He stands, pulls out his own phone, starts typing fast. Someone traced you here, which means we have a leak. Footsteps fast, Kieran bursts onto the porch. Sir, we've got movement on the perimeter. 3 vehicles, unknown. Ronin's eyes go dark. Lock it down now. Alarms blare. Lights flood the property. And Serafina realizes the truth she's been avoiding. The divorce wasn't the end. It was the beginning of something much worse. The papers were still valid. What do you think happens next? Drop your predictions and subscribe so you don't miss the explosive finale. Turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what happens when they come face to face. Comment your thoughts below and inspire others with your perspective. Gunfire shatters the night. Serafina's on the floor before she realizes Ronin shoved her. Glass explodes. Windows burst inward. Cold air and chaos rush in. Stay down, Ronin shouts. More gunfire, return fire. The sound is deafening. Serafina covers her stomach with both hands. The baby kicks frantically, confused, terrified, alive. Footsteps pound above her. Kieran's voice barking orders. Darius shouting coordinates. Zane somewhere in the darkness, moving like a shadow. Ronin crouches beside her, blood on his temple. Shallow cut, he doesn't seem to notice. We are moving you to the safe room, now. He lifts her, runs. The house is chaos, smoke, shattered furniture, bullet holes in walls that were perfect an hour ago. They reach a hallway. Ronin hits a panel. A door slides open, concrete stairs leading down. Go. She stumbles down, he follows. The door closes, locks. Suddenly the noise is muffled, distant thunder instead of lightning strikes. The safe room is small, concrete walls, 1 bench, surveillance monitors showing the property. She counts 6 vehicles outside, men in tactical gear, armed, professional. Who are they? She asks. Ronin watches the monitors. Rivals, someone who wants what you're carrying. The baby, always the baby. On screen, Kieran takes down 2 attackers. Darius covers him. Zane appears from the tree line, moving fast, disarming a 3rd. They're outnumbered, but they're holding. Ronin's phone buzzes, he answers. Talk. A pause, his expression darkens. Understood, he hangs up, looks at Serafina. Dominic's on his way. Her heart stops. What? He called in reinforcements, said if anyone's taking you, it's him. That doesn't make sense. It does if he realizes what he lost. Ronin kneels, meets her eyes. Serafina, listen, no matter what happens up there, you stay here until I come back, understand? Ronin, promise me. She nods, I promise. He stands, moves to the door. Wait, her voice cracks, what if you don't come back? He smiles, sad, certain. Then Nia has instructions. She'll get you out, take you somewhere even I don't know about. You'll be safe, the baby will be safe. And Elijah will be returned to you within 48 hours. I've already arranged it. The door opens, closes, locks. She's alone. On the monitors, more vehicles arrive. These ones she recognizes. Dominic's cars, his people. And there, stepping out of the lead vehicle, Dominic himself. He looks wrecked, suit wrinkled, hair disheveled, he's holding a gun. Ronin meets him at the front steps. They talk. She can't hear through the monitors, but she can see their faces. Dominic's desperate, Ronin's unmoved. Then they both turn. Face the attackers together. The fight is brutal, efficient. Dominic's people are trained. Ronin's people are ruthless. Between them, the rival syndicate doesn't stand a chance. 10 minutes, that's all it takes. The attackers retreat. Vehicles flee. Bodies lie scattered. The estate is destroyed but standing. On screen, Dominic and Ronin stand in the driveway, breathing hard, talking. Then Dominic looks directly at the camera. Directly at her. His mouth moves. She can't hear, but she reads his lips. I'm sorry. Too late, 2 days too late. The door unlocks. Ronin enters, blood on his hands, his face. It's over, they're gone. And Dominic. Outside, asking to see you. Her chest tightens. No. Serafina. I said no. She stands. The baby kicks hard. Agreement. He made his choice at that party. He doesn't get to unmake it because things got dangerous. Ronin nods. I'll tell him. He leaves. She watches the monitor, sees Ronin return outside, sees him talk to Dominic, sees Dominic's face crumble. He drops to his knees, right there in the snow, head in his hands. She looks away. Hours pass. Nia brings food, water, clean clothes. The estate slowly empties. Dominic's people leave. Ronin's people secure the perimeter. Police don't come. They never do for syndicate business. Morning arrives grey and cold. Serafina sits in the kitchen. Ronin joins her, exhausted, bruised, alive. He's gone, Ronin says. Left an hour ago. Asked me to give you this. He slides an envelope across the table. She opens it. Inside, custody papers. Signed, giving her full legal custody of Elijah. No conditions, no stipulations, just surrender. And a note, handwritten. I told myself I was protecting you. I was wrong. I was protecting my image, my power, my fear. You deserved better. Elijah deserves better. The baby deserves better. I can't undo what I did, but I can stop making it worse. They're yours, both of them, and I'll make sure no one ever comes after them again. I'm sorry doesn't fix this, but it's all I have left. Serafina's hands shake. She reads it twice, 3 times. Then she burns it in the fireplace. Sorry doesn't fix this, he's right about that. But it's a start. Ronin watches her. What now? She looks out the window, at the trees, at the snow, at the world that almost killed her but didn't. Now I heal, I raise my children. I become the kind of strong that doesn't need a man to define it. She meets his eyes, and I make sure my daughter knows she's not a complication, she's a revolution. Ronin smiles. I believe you. 3 weeks later, Elijah comes home. He runs to her, wraps small arms around her neck, says mama like it's the only word that matters. She holds him, breathes him in, promises silently that she'll never let go again. The baby kicks, strong, insistent. Serafina smiles. She's not free yet, not completely. Freedom takes time, healing, learning to trust herself again. But she's not in a cage anymore. And that's enough for now. Power without empathy destroys what it tries to protect. Dominic learned that too late. Loyalty given in silence is still loyalty. Serafina proved that when she took a bullet. Public humiliation creates private consequences. The divorce papers may be signed, but the real reckoning is just beginning. Those who abandon love for image lose both. Dominic lost a wife, a child, and his reputation in one night. Strength isn't dominance, it's protection when no one is watching. Ronin showed her that. And Serafina, she learned the hardest lesson of all. Sometimes the only way to win is to walk away from the game entirely. Outside, spring begins to thaw the snow, new life, new chances. And in a city 40 miles away, Dominic stares at divorce papers he can't take back and realizes too late what everyone else already knew. He didn't lose an Omega that night. He created an enemy, a legacy, a future that will rise without him. And this was only the beginning. Thank you for watching this journey with us. If this story moved you, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our next powerful story. Drop a comment sharing your biggest takeaway. Your words might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. What lesson hit you hardest? Share below and let's inspire each other. See you in the next story.